In this video series, we're looking at the 56 meter or 182 foot super yacht, My Legacy. We're focusing on all areas of the yacht in 3 separate videos. One video is focused on the guest areas, one on the technical areas like engine room and bridge, and this video is focused on a space that is not often seen on super yacht tours, certainly not in this much detail, the crew living areas. Alright, one of the things that always comes up in yacht tours is where do the crew live, what's it like for the crew, and as I always say in our videos, we never ask to go in the crew areas because it's the place where the crew go for privacy. You know, crew members on a yacht get very little privacy as it is, so we never ask. And we always say that if somebody offers to us to go and have a look, then we'll take it, but we don't ask specifically. The great news is, on this particular boat, they've said, oh, absolutely, you can have a look in the crew areas and even in the cabin. So we're going to go through that now. We're going to show you life as a crew member on a yacht. So let's do that. All right, so look through this door here. Now, remember, there's a 56 meter boat, so it is quite narrow. These corridors are quite narrow, but first of all, on the right-hand side here, we've got the galley here. Now, on the large yacht, you have a couple of galleys. Ordinarily, you'll have one for the crew and one for the guests. This is a 56 meter, so this is just a single galley here. Everything is prepped in here by the chef on board. We can see it's very nicely done. We've got the Miele fridges up here, fridge freezers. This is not the only fridges that the chef has, because it obviously wouldn't last very long. This is just so she brings stuff up from downstairs. He or she will bring stuff up from downstairs and put it in here that they're going to use imminently, right? Very good, very expensive. We'll just look inside here. You can see this is obviously what the chef is using day to day, you know, immediately. And obviously there's some meals in there that have been covered, you know, that kind of stuff. This is not where they keep the long-term stuff. The long-term stuff will be downstairs in provisions stores and fridges and freezers downstairs. This is just for daily use. We don't have any gas stoves in here. It's all induction, and then we've got electric ovens, self-cleaning electric ovens, fat fryers, and all the gear is in here. It's all nicely stored, lots of storage around, well lit. Now, one of the good things is here we've got fire suppression stuff. This is a fire blanket. This is putting out fires. You know, you can throw it onto a pan that's on fire. You can also use it to put out somebody who's on fire. We've got the fire suppression systems up here, smoke detectors, etc. These are all connected to a main system which is operated from the bridge. So we'll go into that later. And then we've got the guest areas here. The positioning of the galley is not accidental. The guest area is right there, so when the owner's entertaining or whatever, he's eating out on the aft deck, they can go out there easily. The crew can take it out. All right, so we'll continue. Now we'll come down here. Up there takes us to the bridge and upper decks. Now, one of the great things about this boat, for a boat of this size, they have a whole section where the crew can move around without going into the guest areas, which is obviously great for the privacy of the guests. One comment I see a lot is, I would never have a big yacht because there's no privacy. Well, that's not true. This area here, the owners will never come into this area. You can get to all decks, you can get to the bridge, you can get to the galley, you can get to the crew areas, and it's all out of sight and out of mind of the owner. This is very narrow, but crew life. And this is the crew mess. Now, for a 56 meter vessel, this is a large space. It might not look it. You can get 12 people in here quite comfortably, or maybe not quite comfortably, but comfortably enough. You can see all the gear is here. This is where the crew can fix their own drinks, all nicely organized and protected. You know, you've got stuff on here so things don't slide off when the weather gets rough. We've got some technical equipment, which we'll come back to another point. Now you've got something here, we've got a camera here. This is for security. You can see some of the positions of the cameras. The cameras will move, but they've got them positioned where they want to be right now. Then you've got a panel for safety. This is connected to the system of the yacht, so they can have a look, and alarms will come up on here. So if the chief engineer and the engineers are in here having a lunch and they get some alarms, they can come to this panel here and have a quick look. A radio, and we've got some alarm, switches for alarms and stuff like that. Some other equipment here as well. So we've got really good system here, which is easily identifiable for people sat here. The person on watch will be sat here looking at the screen, so they can see what's going on outside. Also, you've got a watch alarm here as well. So we've got everything there that we need. And then more space here. We've got a little convection top here, so the crew can fix themselves something without having to go into the galley, which is a really neat feature. You don't see that on too many yachts. Maybe more modern yachts now have this, but I've not seen it, to be honest. And then we've got a prep area, lots of storage. One other thing, a yacht, no matter how big a yacht is, there'll never be enough storage. But you see here, we've got a lot of storage here. A microwave oven there, that looks like, yeah. And then, all of the stuff that you'd expect. But like I said, lots of storage, more fridges. This is for the crew, obviously. They'll have things in here like cold cuts and food that the crew can grab, when they're on break and there's not actually mealtime, breakfast, stuff like that, milk, drinks, all that kind of stuff in there. All right, we're gonna go downstairs again. Now we're going down below the waterline into the laundry. Okay, so in the laundry, this is where all of the stuff gets washed. The crew stuff will be done daily. That's probably crew equipment right now. Obviously, when the owner's on board as well, they will have stuff that needs to be cleaned as well. Again, lots of storage, little TV there, so that whoever gets the short straw and has to work in the laundry can at least listen to some music or watch some TV. And then all the stuff you'd expect down here. We've got another technical rack here with some Apple TVs in here and some amplifiers and some Crestron units and stuff like that. Now, it's quite low in here. I can't stand up straight, but I am tall. I'm 190 centimeters, 6'3". So yeah, only for really tall people is it a problem. But one of the things you might be thinking is, you come down here, we're now below the waterline, right? So if there's an emergency and I can't exit through these stairs, then I'm trapped down here, right? Well, no, that's not actually the case. We've got a door here, and we've got this technical space here. Now there's a watertight door here, because any decks below the waterline has to have watertight doors. The door's open because we're in port. At sea, that door would be closed, but it can be opened from the controls, which are here. You can see close, open, very simple. When the door's closed, the light will pop up there. They can also be closed from the bridge as well, all at the same time. And there's a torch there as well, look, so if it's completely dark, if all the lights go out and you need to get out, you can grab the torch and you can go through. Now, we go through this space, very short in here. I'm crouched down. This is the emergency escape. In here we've got stabilizers, I believe. Let me see if I can open it. So, yeah, there's your controls for your stabilizers in there. Close that. And then we continue through this is our escape. We see the firefighter equipment located all around. We've got one there, we've got another one here. Now we're in the engine room, which we're going to come back to. I'm just showing you the escape route. And then we go out through here. There's one of the generators there. And that takes us into the tender garage. But you've also got a ladder here. You can go up through there into another deck, and then that will take you out to an emergency escape. Just to show you how cramped it is in this space here. We've also got some more storage here, as you can see, and they're labeled so they can keep track of what's in which box, which is smart, you know. So yeah, a little bit better in here. Oops, bang my head. But that is the laundry space. All right, so we'll go back up into the crew area. Ooh. back up into the mess. And look at that, it's nice. And I've got some natural light coming through as well on both sides, so it's full beam, yeah, goes from one side to the other. This is the stern is that way, the bow is this way. So we've got portholes there and portholes over here. And then down here, we've got crew space. Now, this is very unusual. This is the first time I've ever filmed a crew cabin on the channel. So this one has been left for us to be able to film. Very cramped, compact and bijou, I would say. But when they're designed very well to give you everything that you need. They don't give you everything you want, but they give you everything that you need. You've got 2 bunks, obviously, and then you've got a porthole. But the bottom bunk has no porthole or no light. Sometimes you'll have a gap here, so the light comes through, but in this particular instance, that's not the case. Now, you can see down here, lots of storage for this. I'm not going to open it because there's people's stuff. This is a used cabin. You've got some iPads in here on charge. And then you've got the bathroom here, which is, let's see, hopefully it's pretty tidy. Yep. So we've got the bathroom here. You know, like I said, everything you need, but not necessarily everything that you want, right? What I mean by that is everybody would want more space and more features and a big flat screen television and you know, everything. So what I'm saying is that you won't think there's something that I need that I don't have. That's what I'm trying to say. So everything's been thought about. You've even got up here, so you've got a TV. I don't know whether there's one here, there's one there as well. So they've both got TVs, so you can lie in your bed and you can put your TV on. And I believe they've got Apple TVs throughout the boat. So I would imagine, because this is a new boat, this is quite a new boat, I would imagine this is the tech on here is all very up to date. Some of the vessels I've worked on, this tech is all out of date and it's not been updated. So, but yeah, it's very nice in here. It's small. For 2 people, you know, you really get to know people when you share a cabin like this. But yeah, it's workable. And the fact is that you're all so busy that you very often are not in the cabin very much anyway. And when you are, maybe one person, it depends if you're an engineer or if you're a deck, the other guy's probably on watch when you're in your cabin. So you do actually, for the most part, get some time to yourself. That's on one particular side. The stewardesses and the stewards or whatever, they might not have the same thing. They might have to, you know, they might be in there all the time. But like I said, it is as comfortable as it can be, all things considered. There's one thing I want to show you down here as well. All right, so in terms of safety and emergencies and stuff like that, we've got this cupboard here. It looks like a cupboard. You could easily miss it. I open this out. And we've got in here the escape ladder. The escape ladder goes up, you open this hatch, and you open this hatch and it takes you through into the next deck. Obviously these are heavy hatches. They've got things on here to help open them because they're so heavy, and that will take you through. So if there's an emergency and you can't escape through the door over there, you can come this way and you can escape through here. Now also in here we've got some emergency stuff down here. We've got the EEBD, which is let's see, this is a breathing device that you put on. It shows you instructions on here how to wear it. This is for smoke, right? So if it's not a breathing apparatus as such. It's not like it's just designed to get you out of an area that's full of smoke, so you don't pass out. I think it lasts about a few minutes. It's not very long, but it's just enough to get you out of. If you come out of your cabin and it's filled with smoke, you just grab this and put it over your head. And then we've got some fire extinguishers in here. This one here, interestingly, this is specifically designed for lithium fires, so for phones and stuff like that. So everybody's got laptops and phones and what have you, and they've all got lithium batteries in. That's specifically designed to put out lithium fires, so that's interesting. And there's I think that's a water container there. So there we go. So we've got the stairs move as well. Everything is thought about. I think this is a technical space through there, and that stair will open up. You can see the handle here to open it. So yeah, that's interesting. There's more doors there that go out to another area. So there you go. You can see on the doors here, it tells you who sleeps in which cabin, and there's another watertight door here. You can see the controls here, and there you go. Another technical rack here. I think I mentioned it. So in the technical rack here, let's have a quick look. What have we got? So we've got Sky TV boxes, which will operate when you're in Europe. Obviously, they don't work when you're in the US. And you've got some. We've got Crestron controller here, and then we've got some other. I'm not familiar on this one, but we've got all of these controllers are all for the integrated system. You've got a little screen there, so you can investigate when you're having issues, amplifiers and stuff like that. So, and DVD players down the bottom. This is pretty standard for a yacht. One of the things they've got here as well, which is always interesting. Look at this: fridge, freezer, trapped man alarm. And this is obviously what it says. If somebody goes into the fridge and the door closes behind, and for some reason they can't open it, then they can press a button inside, and it will beep in here to let them know that there's a problem and someone has to go down and let them out. And you've also got the temperatures of the fridge and the freezer here, so they can see if they're malfunctioning. So that's really cool little feature there. That's something you'll probably never use, but if you need it, it's right there. Now the fridges and the freezers are in the laundry. So we've got this is the fridge. We've obviously got this is longer term storage for provisions. Everything's got its sections, so it's organized for the chef. And then in here we've got a freezer, and we've got the same thing going on in there. That is cold. Woo! And that is minus 15 degrees. And you see there's instructions in here. If you're trapped, it tells you, actually it's minus 17 there, look. There's information in here that tells you how to set the alarm. There's a switch, so if I'm trapped inside here, I press this button and the trap man alarm will sound, and it will probably sound on the bridge as well, and maybe in the engine room. Oh, for sure it will sound in the engine room. All right, and that is the crew area on Motor Yacht My Legacy. Okay, now look at this. This is beautiful. Look, and you've got some beds here, so all the people who say there's not enough outside space, you've got this place here to relax